In exercise 405, we have a look in this example at the additional charges that may need to be paid when you take out a loan. So let's get straight to this example. Tanya applied for a $545,000 home loan or a mortgage. Please be aware of that word. It means the same as a loan. To purchase a city apartment, there are a number of additional costs. So we're really focusing on these additional costs. Now, I strongly suggest that you pause the video frequently, and in your summary and points of interest that you note these down. You need to be familiar with them. If you don't know these, haven't come across these terms before, then now is the time that you're learning them, and please make sure you're able to understand them if you come across them in a future question. So, registration of a mortgage, $140. You register the mortgage at the beginning of the loan. That would be a one-off payment at the beginning of the loan. Now, like I said, pause the video at any time. A registration of transfer is also a one-off payment at the beginning to get your loan established. Home loan establishment fee, obviously another charge. And that one is a one-off as well at the beginning of the loan. This is an optional fee. It's called the rate lock fee. There are two types of interest rates, a variable and a fixed interest rate. You might want to note that. It's obviously optional here because this fee makes the interest rate stay the same, unlike a variable where the rate can change often. Not everyone chooses to lock in their fixed rate loan interest rate. Lender mortgage insurance, that is also something that has to be paid at the beginning, unless the question states they're not going to take up the insurance, which would be rather foolish. A late payment charge. Now, that is implying that we've got started with the loan. So it's not a one-off payment in the beginning. Paid the loan, paying off the loan, and unfortunately didn't pay the agreed amount at the time that was expected, and there's a fee for addressing that. So this is not an initial one-off. This could happen many times throughout the loan. A loan service fee, and $10 per month, again, clearly indicating that that's not a one-off payment at the beginning either. Okay, A asks you to find the charges up front. Tanya must also pay stamp duty. This is another one. So please make sure that you are adding these terms into your summary. Stamp duty of $20,015. There are many questions that actually ask you to calculate the stamp duty. They give you the requirements for calculating it, and you are expected to be able to do the maths to get the value of the stamp duty or government tax. This question's a little bit nicer, easier, because they've actually done the calculation for you and given you the amount. If she's not locking her interest rate in, what is the total amount in charges she must pay up front? So you can see there, I've set out my answer for A. And let me talk about that for a little while. Some of you are still not presenting your answer in an acceptable format. Remember, in the HSC or in assessment tasks here at school, you are to present your answer such that any examiner can't find fault with it. So if you're not indicating what you're finding with a few words, you're putting your answer at risk. Some of you struggle to know what words to write. Please use the words of the question. It says here, what is the total amount of charges she must pay up front? You could write all of that. Charges she must pay up front, or upfront charges. You're not going to be penalised because you wrote more words, but if you're not indicating what your calculation, and this is your calculation, this line here with the numbers being added, you're showing how to calculate it. If you're not indicating what you're calculating, then you are putting your answer at risk. Okay, so then it's just a matter of going to the calculator, and her upfront charges are $28,947. B, hence calculate, correct one decimal place, Tanya's upfront charges as a percentage of her home loan. Now, if you don't know automatically that before you can get a percentage, you must have a fraction, then pause this video now and write that down. So, we want to know charges as a percentage. We must have a fraction. The charges are 28,947. It tells us of her home loan. How much was her home loan? There is the amount that she has borrowed. There is our fraction. What do we do to our fraction to turn it to a percentage? We multiply by 100, and you get 5.3113, which we would write as 5.3%, 1 DP. Part C. After paying the upfront charges, how much did Tanya pay in fees? So already I could put C, fees. In the first year, if she did not make any late repayments. I'll give you a moment to look back through that and have a think for yourself before I write up the answer. So remember, these were the fees that were not in the upfront charges, this one and this one. We've been told that she didn't make any late repayments, so the only ongoing fee would be the $10 per month. So $10 for 12 months is $120. I'm going to stop the video there and do the next example that occurs in your notes with you in class.